Welcome back, everyone. Orchestrated Sports here with Ian Martinez. Week 9, Rams versus Titans film breakdown. And what a matchup. Sunday Night Football. The number 1 seed in the AFC Titans versus one of the best teams in the NFC, the Los Angeles Rams. And what happened this game? And why did things happen the way they did? Well, I'm going to break down the top 7 plays of the game, starting with this play right here. So here we are, first quarter, about 32 seconds left as both teams have not been able to get super impressive drives, really. I mean, the Rams are up 3-0, but here they are in their own territory in a 3rd and 15 situation. So the Rams have been killing people up until this point out of the 5 wide receiver set, or a lot of people call it out of the empty set. Empty meaning there's no one in the backfield, there's 5 wide. Either way, same thing. Tomato, and what people call it. So what are the route combinations they want to run here? Well, start with the bottom. Van Jefferson wants to run a deep curl. Darrell Henderson, the running back, is lined up in the slot next to the lineman. He's going to be running to the flats. Tyler Higbee on the other tight end spot at the top. He's going to be running a curl as well. Cooper Kupp's going to be running a streak up the field. And then Robert Woods is running a deep in. Very deep. And on this, usually those deep in routes, or a lot of people call them deep dig routes. This is another name for an in route. Usually that's the primary throw, and that's where Stafford wants to go with this. So what is Tennessee doing defensively? Well, they're running cover 3. It's 3rd and 15. Cover 3 is a good idea to be able to get 3 people at least covering the deep part of the field. So it's a cover 3 switch. Now, why is that? So we'll go with the other 2 that are covering deep. So this safety here has got deep. That's 1. Janoris Jenkins right here, covering deep, 2. And the third person is number 51 right here. He's going to be covering deep. And then Byers going to be covering underneath where he would be. That is where the switch is happening. Because traditionally, it's usually all these guys. 2 safeties and maybe a corner or whatever order you want to go in. 2 corners and safety. But usually there's safeties, at least 2, covering deep. But in this case, we have a linebacker doing it. And that's what happens. Very interesting. So, this is let this thing go here. Boom. As you can see, he's starting to run right now to be able to keep up with whoever is going to be running deep, which happens to be Cooper Kupp there in the slot, running a streak. And he doesn't do a bad job at all running with them. Let this thing go a little bit more. So what happens here is that it is 3rd and 15. Everyone's playing at the sticks. So the first down is at the 39-yard line. I know I drew that kind of fast and crappy, but just picture the 39. Roughly that yellow line I just drew. So you got to play. Just make a tackle, play underneath, and make sure they don't get the first. And that's what happens here. So, in zone coverage, a lot of people really don't pay attention to the man running to their zone unless it's very obvious in front of them. But, as you can see here, Byard has tunnel vision to the quarterback, tunnel vision to the quarterback here, and here. Everyone's reading quarterback in his eyes and his body movement of where he's going to throw possibly. You know, when you open up your shoulders, it gives away, and where you look as a quarterback kind of, for the most part, gives it away. But that's why quarterbacks like Matthew Stafford and others look off defenders. That's what you hear. They fake out defenders by their body position and throw different ways. So they're reading that, and that allows Robert Woods right here to be able to find a spot, possibly, to get open on that deep in route. And as you can also see, Tyler Higbee's pretty open. Would he get the first? It's not guaranteed, but he is open. But it is 3rd and 15, as you can see the sticks right here. They need to get to at least the 39. So Matthew launches it, hoping to hit Robert Woods. It's going to be a tight throw. It's going to be a laser beam throw. But we've seen him make this type of throw a lot in the prior 7, 8 games. But he just misses him. Throws it in the dirt. As you can see, boom. There's the ball hitting the ground right there. I don't know if you guys could see that right there. And again, it would have had to have been a laser beam throw to be able to get it to Woods. But it was there. Was it going to be easy? No. But Stafford made these throws in the previous 8 games. But he just doesn't this time. And that's a missed opportunity by the Rams offense. They had a chance to move the chains, get a first down. Was it going to be easy? No, but they just missed it. Robert Woods probably would have caught it. It would have been off for a while, as you can see here. It would have been a catch. And probably a nice run. Catch and then maybe run to the outside. Would have been nice, but they weren't able to execute. It was a good play call, just not enough execution by the Rams and the quarterback on that play right there. So we're in quarter 2, about 12 minutes left. 3rd and 4 situation, still 3-0. Rams are up, but this is where the chaos starts for the Rams offense, and this is the first of a couple Matthew Stafford interceptions. This is probably the crazy one that everybody remembers. Almost a safety, but he chucks it. David Long, the linebacker for the Tennessee Titans, gets it and almost gets a pick 6. So this is that play. And what were the Rams trying to do on offense? Well, we'll start at the top. Robert Woods is running a curl. Tyler Higbee's running a deeper out. Cooper Kupp is running a shorter in. And Van Jefferson's running a deeper in. So everything's flowing to either the middle of the field and middle to left. With Sony Michel kind of checking real quick and then running that swing check down route with your regular 5-man protection. So that's what's happening on offense. Defensively, the Tennessee Titans are running man-to-man coverage. We have man here, man, 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 and Kevin Byard's in man with the running back with David Long right here, bluffing like he's going to rush. He's going to be covering underneath, and then this safety will also be covering up top. But it's basically man-to-man with only a couple people playing zone. So that's what happens. But the delayed stunt by Jeffrey Simmons right here blows this whole thing up. And we'll look at it from a different angle for that. But I just want to show you who was open on this passing play. But the Rams just couldn't execute up front with the linemen to hold on long enough for Stafford to execute this pass. So we'll let this thing go here. You see everybody running the routes. Matthew Stafford's trying, as you can see, his vision is that way, trying to hit somebody in this general direction. But as you can see here, look at Van Jefferson right there. He's getting very good separation from Janoris Jenkins, and he's going to be pretty dang open on that deeper in route. And as Tyler Higbee eventually keeps running his out route, he's going to get open as well. So let this thing go a little bit more. And as you can see, pretty dang open, starting to get open. But there's Jeffrey Simmons getting the pressure, going to get the sack on Stafford. And Stafford says, holy crap, I got to get rid of it so we don't get a safety. Maybe we can hopefully punt. And it's just the unluckiest throwaway ever. It's literally right here. Out of all this area that I'm scribbling right here, all this area, it just so happens to land right in the lap of David Long. Super unlucky. But hey, it's all caused by Jeffrey Simmons. And you see the pick, and the lineman makes a tackle. But look how many people were open. That could have been a serious conversion. It's as wide open as you're going to get in the NFL. And that's pretty dang open, too, on that out route. Just the disruption by Simmons blew this thing up. And we're going to see how he did that with a different angle right now. So here we go. We have the lineman side of things. As you can see, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but only 4 rushes. We know David Long is bluffing and he drops underneath in coverage. But what Simmons does right here, he basically stunts on his own. I don't know if it was designed. If it was designed, brilliant. If he did it on his own, also brilliant. What it is it's a delayed stunt. And the stunt, for those who don't know, is basically you're going to rush to a different spot from where you originally lined up. So you think he's going to be rushing straight forward, right? That probably makes sense. But stunting is basically briefly attacking the area you're lined up in and then going somewhere else, whether that's to the right or to the left, no matter where you go. That's what a stunt is. It can be with one person. It can be with two people, three. It can be crisscrossing. It could be anything you can dial up and design. So we let this thing go here. Not a bad job protecting. So he attacks his outside. Brian Allen's going to give help a little bit that way. And then this is where the wraparound starts to the left. This is what the stunt happens. You can see, boom, he was here. Now he's wrapping around on this stunt to get to Stafford. Again, whether it was designed by the defense of coordinator and the defensive staff or Simmons did not know, great job. So boom, he wraps around unblocked, free shot at the quarterback. Stafford probably should have threw it by now. I mean, at this point, people were open, but now you have somebody in your face. Simmons is great. Gets the wrap on Stafford. Stafford's like, oh, this is going to be a safety. I got to get rid of it. And out of all the spots, like I highlighted earlier, of all this area, could have been anywhere on the screen, for God's sakes. It just so happened to be right there, thrown into the lap of linebacker David Long. Super unlucky. As you can see that throw, look at that. Out of all that area, it just happens to go right there. Lineman makes the tackle to stop it from being a pick six. But that wraparound there by Simmons, fantastic job. Fantastic job by the other rushers kind of clustering the area. And that's how you create turnovers, folks. Create chaos in the quarterback's face. And most likely bad things will happen for that opposing offense like it did there. Again, great job by Simmons. Great job by the other defenders kind of getting everybody to squeeze inside. And just an unlucky fate of events where that ball gets thrown there. Great job by the Titans. And they got bailed out by Simmons there. There was two people wide open to keep that drive alive. And here we are, right after the Rams offense and Matthew Stafford tried to get out of that safety through the interception. The Rams did give up a touchdown, and they're down 3-7. So this is the very next drive. 1st and 10. Still the second quarter, and Matthew Stafford throws a pick six to safety Kevin Byard. And what happened here? Well, it's cover 3 for Tennessee. So what's happening here is that the three that are going deep, Jenkins is covering deep. You have this safety there, and you have the other corner there. Those are the three deep. And usually in cover 3, you have to cover underneath that open area. So this corner is covering underneath there. This linebacker is going to be covering underneath there. And then David Long is going to be covering underneath there. So what is Kevin Byard doing, though? Right here. He is given the freedom to kind of freelance and read the quarterback's eyes. And he reads it beautifully. But first, what is the offense doing? Pretty simple 1st and 10 passing combination. The outside receivers are doing outs. And the inside pass catchers are doing short curls. That's what's happening here, with everybody else pass blocking. So, what happens here is that Stafford sees that this underneath defender right here is not going to get to his zone fast enough. And he's thinking, I have an easy out route pass to Robert Woods there. Because again, in cover 3, in this situation, this corner's bailing. That defender should be there, but he doesn't get there fast enough. And Stafford says, hey, I have a completed pass. Easy 1st and 10 completion. So he scans the field. As you can see, right here, he's more caught up with Higbee running that curl. This corner's bailing deep, but look at Kevin Byard. He's just freelancing, reading the quarterback's eyes, seeing what he's going to do. And he reads this thing beautifully. Let this thing go. Stafford's getting ready to throw it. Again, if Byard is not there, this is an easy completion on this out route for Robert Woods. But because Kevin read this thing so dang well, it's a pick six. Look at that. Boom. Snags it. See you later. So it was a great play design against this coverage. Made, for an easy completion. But Stafford just did not see Kevin Byard right there. Freelancing and reading his eyes. And look at that. He just reads this thing the whole way. Watch him from the very beginning right there. Totally reads quarterback's eyes all the way. Stepping up, and he sees it. He's like, F it, I'm going for it. Got him. And that's just elite secondary play. If you have a good enough defender like a Kevin Byard, sometimes you give him that freedom on a play to do that. And good things like this happen for Tennessee. And it's just an unfortunate misread by Matthew Stafford. He just didn't pay attention to him there. And that's what happens. Got to be aware with everybody on the field and where the best players are and where they're lined up. So after that crazy pick six by Kevin Byard, the Rams get the ball back, driving slightly, and here they are in a 3rd and 5 situation. They're down 3-14 in the second quarter still. About 10 minutes left. Still a lot of game to be played, and here they are in the empty set yet again. They've had a lot of success doing this throughout the season, and they feel good about it running it again here in this 3rd and 5 passing down situation for them. So the Titans are in man-to-man coverage. So we have man there, man there. We have man, and man. Byard zoning and David Long zoning right there. Okay. Now, what are the Rams doing here? Offensively, we'll start at the top. Robert Woods is running a curl. Tyler Higbee there is running a drag across the field. Cooper Kupp is running a corner. We have Van Jefferson running an in. And then eventually, Darrell Henderson's going to motion in, line up here, and then he's going to run to the flats. So that's what's happening defensively and offensively for the scheme. But a big thing happens here. Boom. Jeffrey Simmons just absolutely blows up David Edwards and just ruins this play. So we'll let this thing go a little bit more. Boom, you can see man-to-man everywhere. Cross. And then right here, look at the quarterback. Matthew Stafford is getting ready to throw to Cooper Kupp, running that corner. As you can see, he's getting very good separation already. And he ends up pretty dang open too. But because of Jeffrey Simmons just absolutely manhandling the Rams offensive lineman there, this thing is screwed. See, getting ready to throw, and boom, push the lineman into the quarterback. Play is over. And look at, you can see Cooper Kupp running wide open there. Possibly could maybe even have Jefferson if he had time. So that's two people that were going to be pretty dang open. But because of the one-on-one rush, there goes Matthew Stafford down in the pocket. Play ruined on a big 3rd and 5. So we'll look at it from a different angle. So here we go. This is Simmons right here. And he's going to be rushing inward to Edwards. And it's nothing fancy. It's just straight power bull rush. My strength against your strength. As we let this thing go here. Just absolutely shreds him. Look at nothing special at all. It's just, hey, I'm stronger than you. I'm better than you right now. This play. And he did it. Look at that. Straight into the quarterback. No chance. And again, as you can see that little moment, Stafford's getting ready to throw to Cooper Kupp. He's looking that way. You can see his tunnel vision. It's going to be open. But he just didn't have the time. Sack. Big 3rd down stop. Just an unbelievable effort and play by Jeffrey Simmons again, causing the Rams to stall and causing a big stop for their team. Just fantastic, fantastic power by Simmons there. So Tennessee's trying to punch it in on a 4th down here. A little above the 2-minute warning, about 2 minutes, 15 seconds left. 3-14, Tennessee's up. And again, 4th and goal from about the 1-yard line. And Tennessee's identity up until this point, before Derrick Henry got hurt, right before this game, was smash mouth, in your face, run the football. And everyone thinks that's what's going to happen, as they had been running the football with a purpose. Were they getting significant yards up until this point in the game? No. But you're thinking, hey, Adrian Peterson's in. We're in a goal line jumbo formation. Everyone and their mother's thinking it's probably going to be a handoff. It has to be. But what happens here is that everyone forgot about Ryan Tannehill and his ability to run. So, what's going on here is that we're going to get zone blocking all to the right of the screen or to the left of the field if you're the Tennessee offense. Everyone does an okay job. Not too bad. And then, of course, you're going to get the full bag lead block, find somebody, and then you're going to get the run action, but it's a fake. You're going to get the fake handoff here, and Tannehill's going to boot out and just take it in for himself. And how does that happen? How does he get in? Well, it's a couple things. We'll let this thing go here. Boom. So everyone's getting the run action. Everyone thinks it's run. They're selling it good. But what happens here is that usually when you're the outside defender, you want to have some sort of outside contain. Right? Whether it's Floyd there or Lewis. But obviously Lewis is different because they're running to his side. But you still want some outside containment. And that just doesn't happen here with Leonard Floyd. Leonard's trying to get to the running back, meet him there, meet him at the line, meet him somewhere before he gets to the end zone and crosses the ball over the plane. He's doing everything he can to get there. Now, as you can see, Aaron Donald also got past his man and is trying to make a play on somebody. But we let this thing go here. There's the fake. Leonard Floyd over pursued clearly, and he hits Aaron Donald out of the way. Boom. You see that collision right there. So now, with that happening, with outside contain not being kept by Floyd, and you can argue whether that's his responsibility or not, but usually the most outside defender has outside contain, and he just doesn't on that play. So that doesn't happen, and he knocks down the next possible man to possibly make a play on Tannehill. So they just took each other out there, and Tannehill just jogs in the end zone. Easy touchdown for him. And the thing on top of it is, outside of those things going wrong, is that Tannehill's done this play on 3rd and goal situations, 4th and goal situations, 4th and short situations. A bunch. So this was on film. And I don't know what happened here. Everyone gets flustered with the run, but this was something that probably should have been covered by the Rams defense and by their coaches and everybody, that Tannehill does keep it on these boots and run it himself. And because Leonard Floyd tried to get to the running back, meet him somewhere around there, he loses his outside contain, hits Aaron Donald there, and there's nobody left to get Tannehill. So sometimes mistakes like that, maybe preparation wasn't there on Tannehill's possibility to keep it on those plays, which has been shown on tape before on other games Tennessee has played. That's what happens. Would have been a big stop, but now the Rams are down 21-3 going into the half. So here we are, end of the third quarter, still 6-21. It's a 3rd and 6 situation. The Rams are trying to score. Then think about it. If they get a touchdown here, they're only down by 7 or 8. So they're still in this ball game. Still a whole 4th quarter to play. Again, in a 3rd and 6 situation. And the Rams offensive line just cannot stop the front 4 of the Tennessee Titans defense. And what were the Rams doing offensively? Well, we'll start at the top here. Cooper Kupp's going to be running a curl route. We have Van Jefferson running a deep in. We have Tyler Higbee running a short out. Then we have Robert Woods running an even deeper out, with Sony checking real quick and then being a check down swing. So that's what's happening offensively. Defensively for Tennessee, they're running man to man. So we got man here, man with the safety. man, and then man. But Kevin Byard's the only one that's going to be dropping in the zone. David Long here with the X right there. He's going to help double cover Cooper Kupp. So they're saying we're not going to let Cooper Kupp get us on that. So we have him and him on Cooper Kupp. Everybody else man-to-man. So things are looking good. We'll let this thing go here. Boom. Things are developing. But as you can see right here, pressure's already coming at multiple spots. We'll let it go. Pressure's coming. Things are not looking too good up front for the Rams offense. And see you later, it's over. But if you look at, we have 2 people pretty dang open. One going to be running wide open and also wide open where first downs are extremely possible. Extremely possible if you have time to hit them. As you can see here, Cooper Kupp's almost triple covered. I mean, this safety's slowly working his way to get the Sony Michel there. But there's just no time, as you can see here. This thing got blown up fast. But again, if the time was there, could have hit Van, but didn't. Sack. So we'll look at it from a different angle here. What happened? Again, just a 4-man rush, nothing crazy. Just Havenstein just gets beat, flat out beat. Brian Allen gets pushed around, and everybody just gets manhandled up front from the Rams offensive side of things and just collapses the pocket. This whole area just gets smaller, 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 and then boom, that's how you get the sack. Bullseye, right? And there's just no time. He feels it. Could he have gone to a throw off? Maybe. But things are just, it was done. And as you can see right here, Van Jefferson was going to be pretty dang wide open on that end, but there was just not enough time. That's just an excellent job by the front 4 of the Tennessee defense, and it was nothing crazy. The coverage wasn't too great. They left people open, but the front 4 got home, and they just kicked the behinds and you-know-whats of the Rams offensive line all day up until this point, and no different here. It's a good job, Tennessee, right there. After some more defensive back and forth, the Rams are still in this game. 9-21. They score a touchdown here. They're back in it. There's about a little under 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter here, and they're in a 4th and 1 situation about midfield. And of course, time is ticking down. You got to get some points, score some touchdowns. So what do they decide to do here? They decide to do a play action boot pass, and it doesn't work out. So what are the routes? We'll go with that first. You're going to get a jet motion by Robert Woods. Going to be like a check down. You're going to get the fake by Henderson. Everyone's going to be zone blocking to the left, and they sell it well. The fake is good. And then outside of that, you're going to get Cooper Kupp zone blocking and then releasing. You're going to get Higbee trying to run a corner. And then whoever's not pictured here to the left, Van Jefferson, he's over there where that circle I'm drawing. He's slightly out of picture. He's going to be running a drag route across. So it's a 3-man route off the fake. And then obviously Stafford's going to fake and he's going to roll out. But it doesn't work for one reason. And that's outside linebacker Bud Dupree, number 48 right there. The problem is they want Cooper Kupp to cut him off and block him and then release and run to the flat. And it just doesn't work out. It just doesn't work out. We'll let this thing go. So boom, you get the jet sweep. Okay, get a good fake. Everyone's flowing. But as you can see right here, asking Cooper Kupp to try to block and stall one of the best outside linebackers one-on-one is not the greatest idea. And your hope is when you run this boot is that he kind of did what Leonard Floyd did earlier in the game when Tannehill kept it on that boot and scored that rushing touchdown, is that you're hoping Bud Dupree gets caught up and starts rushing inward to get the running back, but he just totally reads it, totally plays it well. And if you were truly asking Cooper Kupp to block him, I mean, unfortunately, this is just not a good enough job by Kupp, which I know he still has to get open eventually and run a route. But if you're asking him to cut him off, do all that, this just wasn't a good enough job right here. And that's basically who blows it up, is Bud Dupree. Sees it. He's already on a free path to the quarterback. It's clearly not enough time. I mean, receivers are still barely getting out of their breaks. Kupp is barely going to start cutting to the flat. Higbee's barely going to maybe hit his corner. Jefferson's not even in the view yet. And you have Bud Dupree, free shot at the quarterback. Let this thing go. Stafford's like, oh crap, and he trips on top of it. No time. People are still not out of their breaks. He's just got to throw it up because it's 4th down. Ironically, this probably would have been completed to Jefferson if there was an extra second or two of time. But because there wasn't, incomplete pass. And Jefferson makes a good attempt to dive at this thing, but just not enough time. So we rewind this a little bit. You see, watch Cooper Kupp right here. And Bud Dupree right here. Just not enough time. And he didn't bite, Bud Dupree. It's a good job by him reading and reacting. But again, if you were asking Cooper Kupp to try to block Bud Dupree, it's a mismatch right there. Not a good idea. And it wasn't, and it ended up not being it. Turnover on downs, and that sealed the win for Tennessee there on that 4th down stop. At the end of the day here, the Titans defense absolutely smothered the Rams offense, causing multiple turnovers and pretty much dictating the pace of the game, the entire game. Simple as that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time here on Orchestrated Sports with Ian Martinez. Stay safe.